Hi, I'm Carrie Burke and I run marketing for Sales Cloud at Salesforce. As businesses focus on getting back to growth, Salesforce with Accenture are thrilled to bring you a series designed to surface observations and perspectives for those teams who are tackling the new complexities and helping inspire us to all create the next great wave of selling. In this series, we'll cover how companies are rethinking their sales strategies, how data and defined growth formulas will fuel sales acceleration, how teams can reinvent their entire revenue cycle with high-performance technology, and what the future of sales looks like.
Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Patterson, Executive Vice President and General Manager of CRM Applications at Salesforce.
Hey, everyone. Yusuf Tayab, Senior Managing Director at Accenture and responsible for the Accenture Salesforce Business Group.
It is great, Yusuf, to be joined together today to talk about really something that's on a lot of our customers and your clients' minds, which is how to return back to growth. And I think as leaders in this space, it just behooves us really to share perspective on what we jointly can do to really fuel this next wave of great opportunity.
I'm really looking forward to this discussion because while I think there's the art and the science component to sales, and we've sort of been talking about that stuff for a number of years. What we've all experienced in the last year, with the global pandemic, but really the acceleration of digital capability and digital technology at a rate much faster than I think we predicted it coming, really gives us an opportunity to reevaluate the sales function, the routes to market, the way you sort of cover territory and then deliver a customer experience through the sales cycle. There's opportunity all over the place right now to rethink that in a post-COVID world.
How do you see selling strategy? I think it's a great place for us to start just honing in on that point.
Many of the same areas is how we think about it as well, right? In terms of really understanding what the addressable market and opportunity is in front of you, and then what routes, people, data you want to apply to that opportunity. Probably the most fundamental place to start is even in the definition of B2B sales, because it's a pretty complex and multidimensional matrix, right? First, you think about your routes, which is a direct B2B route, but you could also have a B2B to B route, a B2B to C route, a B2C to B to a B2C to B route, and so just understanding the routes, the routes to market, and then and how you want to engage customers in those routes, I think is like sort of critical step number one. Again, in a post-COVID environment, I think much of that is being disrupted. You see companies that have historically gone B2B to C, now going direct to consumer. You see the emergence of B2B marketplaces, which haven't existed before. And increasingly, you see customers wanting to transact more digitally, regardless of where they sit in an organization or what they've done previously. That may have required more face-to-face engagement. And I think just understanding the routes against which you're trying to solve for is actually step number one.
You think about what used to be inside selling versus outside and field-based selling. Maybe that's a good place to hone in a little bit right now, is this transformation of the inside seller and the outside seller or field seller now to become the virtual seller. How do you think about that, in the clients that you're working with? And what are the kind of questions that are really on their minds in terms of this transformation to a world of virtual selling?
Well, look, I think if this past year has taught us anything, it's that most of us can sell and work from anywhere, and that's the proposition Salesforce puts forward all the time. But the question then is, how do you really differentiate the selling experience or the buying experience from a customer's perspective? That's what our clients are asking us about quite a bit. How do I differentiate my experience, my sales experience? How do I differentiate what my salespeople bring to the process, such that even in a virtual environment, a customer can really appreciate sort of that personal experience? At the heart of that, at the core of that, is data. And we're talking a lot about the importance of the richness and the completeness of customer data, both the data you have and the data that you can infer. Also, the concept of applying more AI to the sales process, and again, making it more scientifically driven, so that activities can be spent where there's the highest propensity to get sales done. And then finally, it's sort of the magic aspect of always thinking a couple of weeks, months, quarters ahead, so that in this virtual environment, we're also planning for what's coming next.
So I agree. Data is such an important characteristic, and really having these data moments that matter, into the selling world of today, I think are really, really great things. Because for a lot of people, and I know clients that maybe we've worked with for a long time, they've set segmentation strategy decades ago. And now they're really starting to ask these questions for coming back to the fundamentals. How should we segment our customer relationships for the future? So I'm sure that's another one that your clients are asking you about as well.
All of that has been upended because, regardless of how large a customer or an organization may be, they may prefer to transact with you digitally. In the same way, regardless of how far away they are, in this new virtual selling environment, we can connect the best experts from our organizations with customers anywhere around the world. And so it really does give you an opportunity now to match the right seller with the right customer. And that, of course, has you rethink segmentation entirely as well.
Yeah, the right customer, the right seller, the right time, the right medium. These are all, I think, these great factors today that sales leaders need to be thinking about. And it's not just that simple number of account reps and in what markets are they in that we have to be really honing into. It's a lot more scientific, today, that we have to hone in and get to that data. So why don't we do this? Why don't we summarize for sales teams today some key insights that we can maybe guide sales teams on how they need to think about coming back to this world of growth and accelerating through it. Number one on my mind, and I think it's something you and I talked about, is this data-driven world. I think there is no shortage or no shortfall of data today, but we need to turn that data into great information and insights in those moments that matter.
Absolutely. I think you said it really well, Bill. And I think data as currency in the sales process is an imperative. Probably just as important to me is listening to what your customers have to say. Whether we're thinking about segmentation or routes to market or the medium in which they want to interact with us, customers have strong points of view on what they want the buying process to feel like. And I think as we re-enter the physical world, as we try and blend these hybrid ways of working, asking our customers how they want to buy from us and what engagement model they want to see is critically important as well.
But I think one thing I would just add on to that is you actually really have to hear what they're saying. Sometimes I work with a lot of organizations that just do everything that a customer tells you to do and not really challenge and become a great partner to your customer to really hear what they're trying to achieve and manage really towards those outcomes, if you will. That, I also know that's a skill. And one of those skills that I think equipping, our talent, our teams to redevelop in this time is also really important and really meaningful. So maybe the final thing I would say in terms of thinking about the selling of now is how do we re-equip our teams to thrive in this digital first world? And I think you have to do that by assessing your talent, assessing their needs, and not just judging them based on their lack of or talent gap.
As much as we need to blend the art and humanity of taking care of our teams, I think there's always more opportunity to put more science into how we manage sales talent as well. And so, one of the things we talk with our clients a lot about is taking an analytics-based approach to how you align the right talent with the right opportunities based on their skill sets, their behaviors, the inherent characteristics, within their personalities, and data and science, can really help create the right connections there.
Well, Yusuf, it's always great to talk with you about these incredible conversations, how we can help the world, how we help our clients, our customers really re-accelerate growth. I know we'll have a number of other conversations, later on this topic, but for now, I just want to say thank you for joining us in such an engaging conversation.
Thank you, Bill. It's a pleasure to talk to you.